My name is Mike Sa and I am a talk individual talk with Gangstalking. Gangstalking is real. Most online so-called talk videos are not. And one of the problems with getting this exposed to the public and creating awareness on gangstalking and waking the masses up, the public up to the truth that there's a secret program called gangstalking, target videos. Like I'm being targeted. I'm not targeted video, targeted gangstalking. And there's a lot of fake target videos out online, false TIs. And that's part of the cover-up. Where if you tell somebody that you're targeted of gangstalking, and they Google gangstalking, they see a lot of fake target video crazy talkers talk about brain chip implants, V2K, RNM. Online TI support groups are full of fake target videos. And there's a lot of disinfo, misinfo. So get the basic fact here that a big part of how they cover up gangstalking target videos is to have fake target videos crazy talk about gangstalking. I'm not target video, I get targeted with gangstalking. This program works to target psychological warfare, stalking, harassment, recruit so-called flying monkey gangstalkers to target with narcissistic always abuse tactics. There's been physical targeting. Real physical targeting tactics that one can use is chemicals, using chemicals to attack you. Food poisoning, things like this. But there's a lot of fake target videos that claim that part of the target is brain chip implants. They claim that they have a brain chip implant, that they're stalked by reptiles, that they're a gang stalk target video on the flat earth, things like this. And these fake target video crazy talkers, they help to cover up gang stalking and keep people believing that this gang stalker target videos topic is something that only nut job paranoid schizophrenics believe is happening to them. It's discreditation by association. Real TIs like me, they're not making crazy unearthly claims about gang stalking or lumped in with all the fakes, all the fake target videos that claim that they're talking V2K and online machines and they got a chip implanted, that people are more controlled by satellites around to stop them. These type of crazy claims are common in the fake TI community. And I call it the fake TI community because there's more fake target videos and fake information, lies, disinfo in the so-called target video community than real TI speaking the truth and real information, meaning truth. So we're going to look at Vice News here. Vice News has been helpful in discrediting the topic of gangstalking. They've helped to cover up gangstalking. They made videos with the interview. They pretend to cover this topic, but the way that they're covering it is help to cover up gangstalking. So they're part of the cover up Vice News. They made videos, a documentary, and they interviewed a guy, Anthony Ryan, I think he was called, who claims that he's gangstalked because of reptilians. They understand, it's like David Icke, the space reptilians are gangstalking him, or he's being gangstalked because he's talking about he knows about the reptilian conspiracy or something like that. They have another group, another guy in there that claims to have chip implants and that people are more controlled. He's more controlled and or people around him are more controlled by satellites. That type of stuff. They have another woman in there that talks about being attacked by some kind of direct energy weapons with satellites or ELF or whatever she was saying. And she sleeps in the shipping container to keep the direct energy weapons from working on her. Which means that Vice helps to cover up gangstalking. Synthetic telepathy voice is called. Notice how this is designed to perception manage the public. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Todd Video. I post sometimes, make posts on Facebook. I'm Mike Sa, I'm on Todd Video. Here's a link to late Tia Chuck Langenberg's website about gangstalking. Here's a video from Ted Anderson confirming in a sworn affidavit that gangstalking is real, former head of the LFBI. And there's people like me that are getting the word out to some extent, the truth about gangstalking. There is a program called gangstalking that targets individuals with stalking, harassment, and physical target tactics too. They are down to earth like food poisoning and chem sprays and things like this. So the program can have somebody spray chemicals on your door or something like this. They will get pulled into your apartment. They can enter into your apartment in your way. That's called covert entry and put chemical powders or some chemical liquid in your bed. And when you come home and try to sleep, is how you react to it. This type of stuff is how you can be taught about a program. Now you have a lot of fake talk videos, crazy talk about the program to cover it up. where this TIs claiming that they get V2K, meaning voice to cranium. Now you sound like a penile schizophrenic. If you're claiming that you hear voices in your head that are beamed into your head by satellites, then now you're a penile schizophrenic that has auditory visual hallucinations anymore. I'm not talking about it. I don't hear voices in my head. I don't believe that the program is reading my mind with satellites. I don't believe that they're beaming thoughts or voices into my head. Okay. I don't believe they have a chip implant. And Gangstalking is real, but most of my things are not. And Vice News have been instrumental in helping to cover up Gangstalking, where they pretend to cover this topic, but they control perception. Where people hear about Gangstalking in this way, it helps to keep people believing this Gangstalking topic. That's something that crazy people believe in, and crazy people believe is happening to them. People that believe that the government is beaming voices into their head or they got a chip implant. That's who these Gangstalkers really is happening to them. And it works. This tactic works. To have crazy talk. It's that simple. It's like Chuck Langberg, late here, Chuck Langberg had it right. They use crazy talk to help Gangstalking. So they have fake talk videos. There's news corporations that help to cover this up, like Vice News, by cherry picking and picking crazy talking fake talk videos to be part of the documentary. Notice how if Vice News would have interviewed me about this, Mike Sizer talk video in Sweden, and they get me 3 minutes to be like, so what's going on? Yeah, Gangstalk is a secret persecution program, reminiscent of the Sursetsa program that the German government had in the 70s. Did you know that the former head of Central FBI, Ted Gunnison, performed a sworn affidavit against Octavius is real? Former head of the LA FBI, Ted Gunnison. So if you go, what is Gangstalking? What happens? Well, people are recruited to stalk, harass you, target with narcissistic dollars of these tactics. You get stalked. So every time you go to the supermarket, there's some people are sent to the supermarket or already there when you arrive. They're also called Gangstalkers. So they have Bluetooth earpieces. Now this is an earplug, okay? They have Bluetooth earpieces, and they have a hand on there and go like, okay, walk to the right. See the guys that, okay, walk past and cough 3 times. So people get put up and recruited to do say weird things around it. You will notice that this person is an agent work for the program. So you do get stalked, okay? People get sent to go where you are and do say weird things that will make you notice they're being stalked. You get spied on, you get harassed, stalked, food poison. I've been told that physically by the program. I was shot at there with something, quite possibly CIA gun. And you can search since 1975 church committee hearings. It's like in the public domain. They have a Congress hearing where in the 70s they needed to have a dart gun where you could fire a dart to somebody's close to the body, you know, heart attack or stroke. I suspect something similar to that. So one of these Gangstalking parts walks past me, I felt something hit my right calf, and there's like a strange feeling radiating up and down the leg, and I still have a numb spot, like a numb pressure feeling in my right calf. More than 4 years after this happened. I'd say it's gonna be 4+ years now. I've been sprayed with chemicals when out in public. They have cars drive past me. Some of them have devices that can spray a chemical on it. So these are some of the real ways that you can get targeted. Now notice how that wouldn't be possible. What I'm claiming is not like obviously the claims of a paranoid schizophrenic. Because it's not that I'm claiming that how I get targeted is somebody put a chip in my brain and being a target, I hear voices all the time. No, because it's like there's no proof that it exists technology where they can put a chip in somebody's brain and like beam voices into the brain all the time. There's no proof that the technology like that exists, okay? But what I'm saying is like logically face value possible. You don't have to be a scientist or well, you can do that. Like most people have a car. Like a lot of people have a car and they know that there's a button you can push or like a thing you can activate and it shoots like a liquid up in the windshield or the wipes it, see? Like what is called washing fluid or something. You can imagine that when it turned the other way. Do you understand? So it wouldn't be impossible for somebody to have a car they can drive past somebody, hit a button, and it squirts a liquid on somebody who's walking the sidewalk. And it can be more advanced where it's like an aerosol, like more like a gas cloud than like a liquid beam that people can see. Okay. So I do believe I've been sprayed by chemicals by the program. And from listening to Chuck Langenberg, late TI Chuck Langenberg, and his radio shows interviewing a few TIs that sounded legit to me, like real ones. I've heard other TIs from research and experience. Ted Gallison said that they have constantly spray chemicals on me. From head of the FBI, we'll talk about Gangstalking and how they can target you. I've heard TIs that appear to be real TIs. Listening to non-crazy talking, down-to-earth TIs being interviewed on Chuck Langenberg's radio show. Where a guy talks about how he'd be in a casino and he noticed that perps, meaning gang stalking agents, get sent to go with his same establishment, will walk past him and spray some chemical. Now, would that be possible if someone has a little bottle and then on the sneak tip walks past and sprays somebody? It would have been possible. Okay. So, I've been targeted physically in a variety of ways. Targets can be targeted with poisons. The probe can sneak inside the home without covered entry, and open your fridge and put poison in food, for example, or spread some mystery dust, okay, like a chemical dust or heavy metal dust in your apartment. There's so many ways that they can target you, and kind of like Occam Fraser. So it's like if the government wants to make you sick, why would they not get a landlord's spare key and sneak inside the home that way and just open your fridge and put a drop of some mystery liquid in your body, or like you, let's say you got a bottle of milk and they put a drop of some mystery chemical liquid and shake it up and use it. If they want to hurt your health, rather than moving some huge machine into a neighbor's apartment, there's a direct entry weapon that nobody has proven exists of what is, and then like attack with EMF satellites and stuff. Do you understand? It's like Occam's razor. It's like it'd be easier to target in a more down-to-earth way, and a lot of the non-down-to-earth ways the fake TS claim to be targeted doesn't really make scientific sense. It requires the suspension of like natural law of physics. It's like how can a satellite target with EMF radiation through the ceiling from it's like hundreds of kilometers away. Like science doesn't say that technology can do what you say that it does. Like a cell phone tower in your city can shoot like a beam of EMF radiation to target your right ear and you feel it burning. Like you see fake TS posting groups. They target my left earlobe right now with the ELF weapons, and then somebody goes, "How are you doing it?" The cell phone towers. It's like, so, do you understand? It's like fake TS make things like this. It's like this direct energy weapon beam used to target the right earlobe, and it's the cell phone towers of that is. It's a cell phone antenna. And then if you look into it, it's like, well, EMF radiation doesn't work like that. You can't like shoot the cell phone tower antennas, they shoot an omnidirectional. It's like you throw a pebble in a pond, they have ripples go like in a circle around it. So EMF radiation goes like all around. But a lot of TS claim fake TS. It's like the EMF weapons are targeting a certain part of the body, like this earlobe. Okay. EMF radiation doesn't work like that, like a laser beam that you can direct to hit a certain part of the body. And even if they did, it's like how is it getting through concrete walls? Like how is this from a kilometer away getting through concrete walls and able to like keep hitting the same part of your body as you move around? So it's like if you look into some of these claims of like fake TI crazy talkers, it requires for them to be speaking the truth, the existence of previously unknown technology, and in a lot of cases the suspension of natural law, meaning and I mean the laws of physics, where it's like here's what science teaches on radiation. These many centimeters of water will stop this type of radiation, like alpha, beta, gamma. So do you understand? And it's like science teaches that like these many centimeters of concrete would stop this type of energy, okay? But TIs, fake TIs are claiming that they're being attacked with some radiation beam from miles away, and it's getting through several inches of concrete, and also a lot of times it would be like ceramic and then concrete, and it's like doesn't make sense to look into it. So it requires things like the laws of physics have been changed. That is like EMF radiation can do things that science doesn't teach that it can do, and that EMF radiation can be concentrated into like a laser beam and target specific parts of your body at range through 10 inches of concrete and 5 inches of bricks. Okay, like this house, for example, is going to be concrete and it's going to be bricks. So it's like if I was sitting here being a fake TI claiming that I'm being attacked by an EMF weapon, cell phone tower that's over there, right here on my left earlobe, I can see them radiating. I can find this left earlobe right now. It'd be like, how? Okay, so Mike's claiming that a cell phone tower is shooting an EMF radiation beam from more than a kilometer away, and this EMF beam is like a laser that can somehow hit this left earlobe window is moving around, and somehow it can get through this much concrete and this much bricks, because it's like bricks on the outside and concrete on the inside. It's like the distance, the material this EMF weapon has to pass through, and then how the EMF radiation, not like around it, it's just like putting out EMF radiation all around. Somehow the EMF radiation is going in a laser beam. Do you understand? So this is the type of stuff that fake TIs talk about, and then that's not the type of TI that I have. Okay, that's making claims that are impossible to be true. So there's a lot of things people can say about me. They find it hard to believe what I'm saying, but they can't say that what I'm saying is impossible to be true. Do you understand? And I do like that. So it's like if somebody's saying Mike's a schizophrenic, it's like an opinion. See, it's not like it's nothing that I'm saying that's like obviously not true. You can go, I believe it's unlikely, or I believe that it'll be hard to pull off, or I can't see why somebody would be doing all this to you. But nothing I'm saying is impossible. It's not impossible for people to be recruited to stalk and harass somebody. It's not impossible to be poisoned. It's not impossible for somebody to sneak inside your home and post your food in your way. It's not impossible for people to be recruited to stalk and harass people. It's not like, well, that would be impossible because human beings cannot do bad things if put up to it. So no. So everything I'm saying is possible to be true. And none of it is like requires the spirit world being real for me to say what. Do you understand? It's like saying if somebody says my car was stolen, that doesn't require that their spirit's being real. Okay. Unless they're saying I saw a demon materialize, jump into my car and drive off with it. But if somebody going like a human stole my car, does that require that would be important? Do you understand? So it's like this is Vice News hit piece on Todd videos, and they help to combat gangstalking by having fake Todd video crazy talkers, or possibly like there's gonna be in the TI community so called. I would say most crazy talking Todd videos in support groups and online. They are claiming to be Todd videos. I talk about V2K and RNM, voice to cranium, and talk about satellites and ELF weapons, and all this stuff, and chip implants and stuff. A lot of these crazy talks, I'd say most are paid fakes. Just like the program recruits people to stalk and harass you. They also recruit people to be fake TS online crazy talking. Now you're gonna have the rare, I believe rare, that if I look at a TS support like Todd videos worldwide, if there was a group on Facebook or probably, and you see all these crazy talkers in there. And be like some guy posting like, there's an ambulance helicopter around about my city attacked with direct energy weapons, and that's crazy talk. And then you see another person. It's like 90% of people in the group claiming to be Todd videos are crazy talking. They're claiming to have chip implants, being targeted by direct energy weapons from airplanes or satellites, or they're claiming that the government is looking through the eyes with satellites or something crazy like that. A lot of those people are going to be paid fakes. They have been recruited and put up to be active online crazy talking about Gangstalking that coming up. And you're going to have the rare unicorn here and there. Real TI who's been brainwashed and deceived by the fake TI community into believing that part of retarding. Do you understand? So you'll have some people that are real TIs that have come into this community, seen so-called support groups and leaders in TI community, like Scott Snitz or Captain Hall or whatever, whoever, there's a lot of people that have been acting online. And they've been kind of brainwashing, like, yeah, if you're a Todd video, they also read your mind with satellites. They read your mind with satellites, okay? They're looking through your eyes, they're spying on you, they read your mind with satellites. And they've been brainwashing to believing some of the news. So you're gonna have some crazy talking TS that are real TS, but they've been brainwashed and deceived by the fake TI, crazy talking community into believing some of the deception, that some of the crazy talk lies about Gangstalking. It'd be like if this TIs in support group, so-called TIs, claim they got a chip implant. I'd say most people are fake TI crazy talkers, paid fakes, have been sent into group to go claim to be a TI and say they got a chip in their brain to help cover up Gangstalking, make TI sound crazy. You might have one person there who said we are crazy schizophrenic who actually believes they hear voices and they believe that the voices come from a chip in the brain, and they kind of got into the TI community. So yeah, anyway, here's a poem. Here's Vice hit piece. And notice how it's like
Skull technology.
Voice to skull technology. So it's like it's a clip, boom, quickly, Gangstalking as a topic is being covered by Vice News. Crazy talk, voice to skull technology. Which is what fake TIs claiming that they hear voices, and that's auditory. That the program is beaming voices into her. I've been taught for more a decade, I don't hear voices.
Chances are you haven't heard of these terms, but after searching the internet, I found dozens of websites dedicated to the phenomenon, residents who say they're victims.
They say they're being monitored, manipulated, and even tortured.
This is not a joke. This is not science fiction.
Because people know nothing about mind control. They don't know that your thoughts can be changed.
Through the internet, they validated each other's experiences, and a community has formed.
We're not having a group hallucination. This is actually something that's happening.
They call themselves targeted individuals.
Yeah, and I'm not part of the fake TI group of people believing crazy stuff. So what Gangstalking really is, they have the real TIs. It's a program that will destroy your life, stalk, harass you, target you physically, yes, chem spray, food poisoning, stage accidents, things like this. And it's not that target videos are targeting VTK or RNA machines. Okay, I'm a real target video and I don't hear voices in my head and I don't believe that the program is reading them on satellites.
This is a death camp. This is a
And they have Catherine Horder here, who's a counter-terrorist agent, that literally there's like shows that she's helping to cover Gangstalking by having a video on YouTube wearing a tinfoil hat with Gangstalking in the title. Do you understand? It's like a total video being machine gun right now. She's wearing a tinfoil hat. Face value, you can tell, I can tell, that this is intended to discredit the topic of Gangstalking. So notice how Vice News cherry picks. It's like their behavior is congruent with working to help cover up Gangstalking and keep people, the masses, thinking that this Gangstalking talk videos is something that paranoid schizophrenic nut jobs believe is happening to them. Because they don't interview me or other people like me. Do you understand? It's kind of weird to have real TI speak the truth about this. So, Catherine Horder, disinfo agent, counter-terrorist agent, she helps to cover up Gangstalking, making videos, holding like metal stuff, and it's like they're machine gun me with the satellites right now, type of stuff, and wearing tinfoil hats, it's like the director and the rappers that told me. And they have people in here that claim to have chip implants, and they hear voices in the head, and they're told with RNA machines, remote monitoring, which means that they claim that the government is reading their mind, the program is reading their mind with satellites or something like that.
I will expose you one day. I don't care who you are or who you think you are or what you're connected to.
They would never, Vice News wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. And I mean, I can make that challenge, okay? And be bold with that. Yeah, Vice News is helping to cover Gangstalking. And if you want to prove that I'm wrong, Vice News, you can have me interview me. Now the issue is like, how do we do it, I reckon? Most likely they would be ignoring it, okay? Like if I start making videos at Vice News, interview me about Gangstalking, or like post on Facebook, Vice News help to cover up Gangstalking and upload videos like this. My comment on Vice News, they keep doing that. And like maybe at Vice News, have me, interview me for your next documentary or something like this. If you want to prove, it's like Vice News is help to cover up Gangstalking. And if you want to prove me wrong, what an organization, media organization that is working to cover up Gangstalking would never do is to interview me. Because I'll be talking like this about Gangstalking, and it's not the best talking I can do. But it's like it's more about what I'm not claiming. That, do you understand? So they wouldn't have a real TI in there. Someone like me, they wouldn't touch me with 10-foot pole. Vice News wouldn't dare to touch me with 10-foot pole. They wouldn't dare to have me on as a guest because even if everybody else was a crazy talker, if I got 3 minutes to talk unedited about gang stalking, despite all the crazy talk around me, still it will hurt the discreditation effect of their documentary. Okay, because like a real TI, they speak the truth about gang stalking, and anyway, they wouldn't have me there. Okay, now what I'm saying is like if they would, okay, if they would be like, all right, we'll have you as part of our next documentary, okay, if they're gonna make a documentary and they send some camera guy here, it's like a guy with a camera, an interviewer, and a guy with mic operator, so it's like a 3-man team. It's like one guy that sits down and asks me questions, and one with a camera, one with a microphone, and I spend like 30 minutes talking to them. What I expect is they would edit it to hurt it. It's like, do you understand? So it'd be like, I'm a total video talk with gang stalking, and a lot of TS claim that they hear voices in the head from B2K machines. I don't. They might cut out where it's like a lot of TS report being taught with V2K machines, and it make it sound like I'm agreeing with these people. Sometimes I would expect like deceptive editing, where they'd be like cutting out key parts and maybe edit down 30 minutes of raw footage to 30 seconds. They make me look bad and not include my quality points about what gang stalking is. Do you understand? So, yeah, I'm a real talk video, and if I upload this to my Facebook page as a video, maybe I add mention Vice News. And if they want to prove me wrong, we can have a remote interview. Okay. Now I had to be live too. I'll be live on Rumble or stuff like this, and they can come up on StreamYard or like have a live interview, remote interview, so that I can retain the raw footage of the interview, and it's not just them showing up with a camera, recording me talking for 30 minutes, and then they can cut out good stuff and like edit it deceptively to make me look more crazy or remove my best points or stuff like this. So it's like, do you understand? It's like, I don't think they would. I mean, it's like me, I go live on StreamYard or use Rumble Studio, and I'm live and I have a recording, and they have an interview show up and interview like a Skype interview, and I retain the raw footage. So in case like the separate edited, I can go, it's like these people, the separate edited, and they were trying to make me sound crazy about how to cut my interview, and here's the raw footage, so I can prove that. But like they wouldn't, okay? They wouldn't.
Realize until it's too late. An estimated 10,000 people around the world are all reporting the exact same terrifying experience.
Electronic harassment, synthetic telepathy, voice-to-skull technology. Chances are you haven't heard of these terms.
But chances are you never heard about Gangstalking. But here's the first impression that we give you. Voice-to-skull technology, remote monitoring, directed edited weapons, tinfoil hats, Gangstalking. See, so here's your first impression. Chances are you never heard about Gangstalking before. Here's the first impression us, the media's giving you. Direct edited weapons, chip implants, flat earth space materials, Gangstalk videos are saying this happens and stuff like this. It's that type of thing.
But after searching the internet, I found dozens of websites dedicated to the phenomenon, residents who say they're victims.
We are TIs, targeted individuals. They say.
The Vice News is like pretending to be non-establishment. They got 11 million followers. Yeah, so I mean, I looked at Vice News documentaries on this, and it looks like they're working to cover it up. Okay, face value. It's like what you would do if you want to help to cover up gang stalking, because it boils down. Chuck Langenberg had it right, late year Chuck Langenberg, and I play his audio sometimes. He had a radio show getting more about gang stalking, and he had a website, and I use his information as part of what I do to get word about this. Chuck Langenberg had it right. How they cover up gang stalking, a big part of that is by having crazy talkers. Meaning, how they cover up gang stalking, keep the mass from waking up to this, is to have a bunch of fake TS online. I'm not talking about I got chip in my brain. I'm not talking about I hear voices. I'm not talking video. They're tackle with satellites beaming lasers into my brain or something. I'm not talking video. I hear voices, okay, and it's technology giving the voices. They actually pay people to be active online and make videos like this, so that helps to cover up gang stalking. So I gotta finish up here. Gang stalking is real. there's an effort to cover up Gangstalking and keep people from waking up to it. And the big part of how it's covered up is to have fake Todd Riddles crazy talking about Gangstalking, which means talk crazy about Gangstalking. So Gangstalking is real. There are real Todd Riddles talking with real Gangstalking. And a big way, a major way that this is being covered up is to have fake Todd Riddles making crazy claims about Gangstalking. Claim to be a Todd Riddle, make themselves look and sound crazy on purpose because that's the job. And you might have a few organic mental ill people, crazy people that are schizophrenics, found their own idea community and kind of, yeah, the voices in my head are coming from the Gangstalking program. Do you understand? So it's like there is a program called Gangstalking talking with real TIs, and there's a lot of fake TIs crazy talking. You might have a few real TIs that have been brainwashed into believing crazy talk out there, and you might have some people that are not told to this program, but are real kind of schizophrenics. They are hearing voices, and they show up in a TI support group. It's like they're beaming voices into my head, okay? Like, how do I block it or something like this? I'm not talking video. But Gangstalk is real, and it's happened to people. And I've been taught it for more than a decade with this. And my name is Mike SAHA. I was born 1989, and I live in Oxford, Sweden. And I've been taught with Gangstalk for more than a decade. And if you're interested in hearing more about this, you could follow this Facebook page. I'm going to upload this to Facebook, my Facebook page. And quite possibly other places. So if you're interested to hear more about this from me, well, you can follow my social media. I have an Instagram, Mike's89. I have a Facebook page, and I have a YouTube channel, Mike's89. And yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook. It's a brand new video.